The old bumper is out. You guys should know what this means. Today we're going for a proper drive with the S15. I am beyond stoked that we're gonna be taking this out in a little bit. I'm just zip tying on this old bumper because we gotta at least have some kind of bumper on there so we don't get into any trouble with the police and stuff like that. But, oh man, I've said this already, but I'm beyond stoked. Anyways guys, welcome to today's video. It's obviously going to be a very exciting one. I'm gonna shut up, get this bumper on, and let's go for a drive. The bumper is now on, all zip tied up. It feels so wrong, but also kinda so right to see this bumper back on here. True example of function over form. Car kinda looks a little, how you doing on the outside, beaten up, pop the hood, and then it's like, damn boy. Looks so good. All right. I'm gonna put some tools in the back in case we break down or need to fix anything on the road, but I think we're gonna be good. Let's get out there. Got the shop all locked up. Let's put this into reverse. Let's go head to the gas station and get some fuel because she's looking a bit low. I am so excited. My gosh. The brakes are definitely gonna take a while to get used to. Obviously we don't have a booster now, so they are a lot stronger, but they're consistent, which means once I get used to it, in tandems and drifting and stuff like that, it's always gonna be the same. One of the biggest issues with boosters and stuff and drifting, especially turbo cars, is you lose your brakes mid-drift, and it really sucks. That transmission's pretty loud. Gonna have to make sure we get the padding back in there when everything's all closed up and it'll sound much better. But the brakes are super manageable. You just gotta really put your foot into it. Everything looking good on the link too. As much as I just wanna floor this thing and rip it, we obviously can't do that because we gotta break in the engine, get those rings to see, and all that kind of stuff. So what we're gonna be doing is a lot of kind of getting up to 3,000, 3,500, and then letting her decel. Go back up, and letting her decel. We're looking real good actually. Transmission's definitely noisy though. I really want to get that solved. Probably just once we have that piece that goes in there with some padding, it'll probably quieten it right up. But I mean, this is a drift car, so I'm not really after something super nice and quiet, let's be honest. This feels so good. We're on the street, driving the S15. Dude, the shifter feels epic. Not a single problem, hey. All right, here's the gas station. Let's put some high octane in there. Japanese high octane gas is so good, it generally averages around 100 octane. All right, let's pull in, gas this puppy up. Dude, clutch feels great, brakes feel great now that I re-bled them and everything. Definitely just catches you off guard how I'm like, whoa, 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 we're not stopping. And then I'm like, oh, that's right, I gotta push real hard. Oh my God, this feels so good, guys. We just drove to somewhere. We just drove to somewhere, guys. Oh my God, I just realized we get to do something we have not done in a long time. One sec. Here it comes, guys. Drink, my precious. Drink. You have no idea how good this feels, guys. We just drove it, like I know we just drove it like a minute down the road to a gas station, but we just drove this thing on the street, like properly. She's gonna be thirsty too. Empty tank. I'm just glad we made it here, to be honest. I was a bit worried. That rear end's not looking so great though. It's all right, she's gonna get fixed up. Don't worry guys, we're gonna make her look good again. Need a new livery wrap too. All right, all gassed up. Let's see that fuel gauge go up. Come on, baby. Yes! Oh, I'm so hyped. The Radium fuel hat even has like all the things there so you can still have your fuel gauge working. I'm hyped. All right, let's make sure this is connected to the ECU. We want to make sure we're doing a lot of data logging. Make sure we're not in gear. Gotta get used to that. Straight away. Dude, I still can't get over how well this thing runs. So I've just been cruising around the streets and I am so excited for this setup, this turbo. I am building boost at 2,500 RPM in second and third gear. This is gonna be the most insane responsive SR I think I have ever driven. Like it's gonna feel like stock boost, but it's gonna punch a lot harder. I'm not gonna be surprised if I'm gonna have full boost at like 3,200 RPM. It's honestly crazy like how quickly this thing builds up boost. Like we're already in positive, like in just touching the throttle. This is gonna be very exciting. I am so stoked on how this thing feels. I cannot wait. I'm gonna drive this thing home today. I'm pretty confident in it. Nothing kind of went wrong in our little test drive. I checked everything in the logs and the ECU. We're looking good there. Triple checked over everything in the engine bay. And I did find one thing. I found that my grounds for my injectors and stuff were a little bit loose. I hadn't tightened these, so I just tightened those and went over everything. But I'm gonna cram a whole bunch of tools and stuff in the trunk, and then I'm gonna go for a cruise and take this thing home. Man, it feels so good to be able to take this thing for a drive now. All that work and effort, blood, sweat, and tears, and now we're finally able to take it for a little rip. We are about to get on the highway, guys. I am so ecstatic and hyped about this thing. Like, seriously, everything about this car, it drives so smooth. I cannot get over how good the transmission feels. The shifter feels incredible. A lot of the noise we were hearing before, you can still hear a bit of drivetrain noise, but most of it was actually because I hadn't tightened the shift knob and the weights were moving inside. So now that that's tight, no problems there. It honestly feels amazing. I cannot describe to you how good this S15 feels right now. Now obviously I'm not going above the 3,000 RPM, so it's kind of hard to really gauge like what this thing's gonna feel like on boost or anything, but from just cruising, this thing feels like night and day. It feels so different. The gearing does feel a bit long, but I won't really know until we, get into it a whole bunch after we've done our break-in. So I've already set the odometer. We're 5 kilometers into our break-in. I want to try and get 500 kilometers on the clock, do a nice good break-in, and we should be good. We're gonna stop along the way at some PAs and stuff and just chill, but the S15's driving! Ah! Well, this is definitely a sight to be seen. The S15 is home in the driveway. My God, this feels insanely good. But we need to pop the hood. We need to see if just check over everything, and then I'm gonna get May out because she's working from home at the moment, so we'll get her to come and look in the engine bay because she hasn't seen it in person at all. I am so happy. I'm just glad there's no coolant or engine oil or anything sprayed anywhere. I did pull over a couple times, like just popped into some PAs and stuff and double checked to make sure there's no leaks and stuff, but everything was perfect. I am way too excited. Let's go get May. You should come outside, babe. I got something to show you.
Oh, I'll come out in a sec, hold on.
Okay. Look what's back, May.
I'm worried. So
We've already had one Karen complaint from me getting here.
It wasn't even a Karen.
It was the male version of a Karen. Pull up the hood. Tell me what you think. Is there it's already unlocked. You just got to lift it up. Do you like the 2JZ? It's not a 2JZ? No. Here, I'll hold it for you. Just be careful, it's hot.
Black is better.
Black is better, right?
Why is there a blue one here?
Why is there a blue one there? Oh, that's just there to protect it, to stop it from rubbing on the body.
Oh, this is cool.
Right? Like it?
Nice. Much more space.
What did you hear when you came up? The loud drone of the exhaust? Or did you hear the whine of the turbo? Did you hear the high pitch?
It was the whine of the turbo.
The whine of the turbo? That's good. That's what I want to know.
More than the engine. I can hear you like like 3-4 blocks away.
Yeah, we're talking pretty quiet right now because, yeah, we had a guy carrying complain. He asked me to put a silencer on this car if I bring it back, so...
Yeah, just drive it here. Please.
I think the S15's never going to be in our driveway again.
Start pretending I don't speak Japanese now. What's this?
What's what? Oh, they're water sprays. I haven't hooked those up yet, yeah. How nice do the headlights look? You haven't seen those yet, hey? They're not blue anymore.
Yeah, why did you keep the front bumper though? It's
Oh, because I had to drive with some bumper on, so I just threw that on. Don't worry, we're getting everything fixed and repainted. It's just, for now, just so we could drive it and do break-in tune, needed to put some kind of bumper on there.
Why don't we just push the car off the you take the brake off and push it until we get there so that we don't need to like crazy rev it, and then we can turn the on.
Nah, he's fine. We're just gonna leave. He'll be happy it's gone. Just to start it and move it. You don't need to stress too much. It's just a Karen, May. It's their life goal to complain about anything and everything. Anyways, I gotta take May to work. Oh my gosh, so much water getting in these now. They're all cracked and stuff on the inside after the big smash. Did I show you this? Doesn't even close anymore. This is what happened on the truck that I told you about.
It's your fault.
Yeah.
It's kind of embarrassing to be your wife.
Yeah, but you wouldn't want it any other way.
I don't know about that.
That long pause worries me. Alright, well, we're going to move this so that we don't upset the Karen anymore. But, yeah, I'd love to take you for a drive and get a reaction, but we can't go above like 3,000 RPM while we break it in, so... We're not even like really getting into boost much, so...
That was good.
I'm going to switch this with the 350Z because that thing is super quiet and Karen won't complain. Alright, so I did end up taking May for a little drive. She's holding her legs up and stuff so nothing touches all the wiring in the ECU. All my temporary stuff. Still getting hang of... I was just like, why is someone parked in our car park? It's the Z.
Cars,
it's my car.
All the cars here are your cars. Just letting you know.
What did you just say about this car?
This car is overbuilt.
Overbuilt? I don't think so. I think it's the perfect in between.
You know, this is a freaking drift car, and why do you have a nice navi thingy here?
Just so I can listen to some cool baby metal while I'm drifting and pump me up.
I'm scared.
Why are you scared?
Of this car.
Why are you scared of this car? We didn't even go past 3,000 RPM just then.
I know. Why wouldn't we when we freshly built it nice and neat and everything was
It's
all
not done
new?
yet. This is just the break-in tune. You're freaking me out. What? Are you not happy with it?
No, I'm happy with it. It's just like, you know, when everything's new, you want to baby it.
Yeah, I don't. I want to thrash it. I want to hear gate. I want to hear it go. Nah!
That's how you treat me, Sam, too.
So overall first impressions. Watch the ECU down there. Everyone who's ever done a break-in tune or like the first few drives knows exactly what I'm talking about there. Oh wait, don't you dare even joke about pouring Coke on my ECU. What were your first impressions?
First impressions.
Too loud?
No, it's not loud.
Yeah, see? What's her problem?
Oh,
His problem.
They're just not used to it.
At least we know who's complaining now. At least the guy actually came and spoke to me, so I know who it is. Do you think Karen's going to complain with the Z?
No.
What about once I put a Tomei trumpet exhaust on it?
I'm not putting it on.
I'm not putting a Tomei trumpet exhaust on? Okay. I am. Good old Z. I cannot wait to start modifying this actually and piss off all the Karens. Am I a bad person? All I want to do in life is upset Karens. So we're going for a little bit of a night cruise right now because I got to meet up with Emi-chan and a couple people. We're going to do a photo shoot tonight for the new merch. And I figured it was a perfect opportunity to go to Daikoku, PA with the Silvia. This thing is 6 gear, is just cruising, man. It feels so good. I literally have no complaints. It still mind blows me how smooth this thing drives, considering how overbuilt it is, if you know what I'm saying. And the turbo whistle that this thing makes is insane. It sounds so freaking cool. Anyways, We're just cruising right now. We got perfect AFRs for a break-in. I'm really happy, and we'll pick things up once we get to Daikoku. Well, we made it. No problems once again. Whew. Gonna do a quick check over everything, make sure we got no leaks or anything like that. But looking good. There's a pretty decent turnout today too. A lot of 35 GTRs there. Looks like a bunch of guys that do a bunch of driving together. Yo, Stasia rolling in. I'm gonna just triple check everything, no leaks or anything like that. The only smell I can smell is the smell coming off all my heat management stuff that takes a while to burn off. That's pretty much it. So just want to triple check everything, no leaks. But I think we're good. So I did actually find one tiny problem, and it seems like the oil fitting on the top of the turbo was just leaking a tiny bit of oil. So I just did another turn on that, and that got it nice and tight and snug again. So these are the kinds of things you expect with a new build, just going over and triple checking everything. Things also, you know, as they heat up and cool down and heat up and cool down, they can get a little bit of play in them. So it's always good to just go over and double check every nut and bolt and fitting when you've done a bit of a few kilometers on a fresh build. So, man, feels so good to have this thing here at Daikoku. So many people have been coming up as well and looking at the car who have been following the channel here. And it's so cool, like they always are just blown away how it looks in person. So, man, I'm so hyped. I cannot wait till we can turn up the boost and start having some fun with this thing. So it's been about an hour and we've been taking photos, but Daikoku's kind of filling up. It's a Wednesday night. A lot of Euro cars here. All of these, look at all these minis. Fair few BMWs rolling in too. Whole bunch of them up there. Kind of crazy. A whole bunch of Teslas too, which is kind of weird. I don't know. Anyways, we got Amy-chan and Yuna here. They're taking selfies, enjoying a beverage from the vending machine. They want to promote Mountain Dew and Dr. Pepper, I guess. We still have a fair few pieces of clothing to go through, but I know you guys like to see this kind of behind the scenes things of everything that goes down. It's kind of a bit of a battle today with all the lighting, but recently Daikoku changed out all the lighting here, so it's much brighter than usual. Which makes photos and stuff much nicer. Well, that's a wrap for our shoot today. We're gonna head and go for a drive in the S15 and head home now. Just cruising, and we just clicked over our first 100 kilometers on the new engine. 400 more to go. Obviously, we got to do an oil change in between there as well. But dude, this thing feels so good, and I'm starting to get used to the stiffer brake pedal as well. It's really not that bad. Once you get used to it, it's super consistent, so I'm really happy with that. Everything is really looking good on the Link ECU. We're just cruising. The turbo's making a little bit of boost, like in the higher gears and stuff, and the 2000 rev range. It feels so good. Like, I don't know if you can hear the whine of the turbo, but it's just always there. It's like this turbo doesn't even have a T51R mod on it, but imagine if it did, it'd be so much louder than this. This just sounds so good as it is. It almost sounds like a T51R in my opinion. I cannot wait till we can hit gate in this thing. It's gonna be a monster. Like if we're building boost at 2500 RPM, you know this thing's gonna rip. Especially when I wanna run this thing at like 30 PSI. And the shifter, I can't fault this thing. It feels so good. Honestly, everyone told me like, oh dude, when you change the CD transmission, shifting is like super weird and it's hard, but I mean, I can't fault this. It feels so good. Back home now, guys, and I am flat out super busy. It's actually about 1:30 in the morning right now, and I am trying to get the whole merch room situated with everything. There are still just boxes and boxes of stuff everywhere that we have to go through and sort through. So obviously, once again, another reminder, Friday, 4 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time, USA. All of this stuff is going to be dropping. Head to the website, SAMMIT.net. We've got the countdown timer on the homepage now, and we're going to be updating with like all the model shots and stuff that we did tonight and all that kind of stuff. But all of that aside, I'm really hyped, and I know that a lot of this stuff is going to sell out really, really fast, especially those new 4XL sizes. But yeah, make sure you don't sleep, guys. Friday, 4 p.m. EST. But anyways, merch stuff aside, obviously with the S15, I am super content. It feels so incredible. It feels like, you know, we built the dream. It feels like we're finally at that part, just like in those shirts that we're selling with the manga art and stuff. You know, through all the times I wasn't motivated or had problems or struggling with parts and waiting and getting, you know, discouraged and whatnot, I always focused on where I wanted the car to be in that dream. And we hit that today. We got to drive the car for the first time and stuff. And sure, that's just going to keep continuing as we're able to do a shakedown and like tune it properly and be able to actually drift the thing and feel it out and dial it in. But like, it feels so good. If you've ever experienced anything like this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But we did it. We did it. So thank you for watching. Smash that like button, write us a comment. Don't forget about the merch, SAMMIT.net, 4 p.m. Friday EST. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace. Jamata.